It has been over a decade since Nas and Damian Marley dropped this song. And even after all this time, the message in the song still remains very relevant to what is happening in today's day and age. The song Patience is just one of the many songs made by Nas and Damian Marley from their collaborative album Distant Relatives. The album was a project that blended both hip-hop and reggae, exploring themes of African heritage, the struggle, and also the perseverance. The song samples the classic Malian track Sabali, which itself means patience. Right from the start, the haunting melody and deep lyrics set the tone for a song that transcends time.
Some of the smartest dummies can't read the language of Egyptian mummies on a flag or a moon and can't find food for the starving tummies. Pay no mind to the youths, cause it's not like the future depends on it. We'll save the animals in the zoo, cause the chimpanzee them a make big money. This is how the media villages, on TV the picture is savages and villages, and the scientists still can't explain the pyramids.
Damian Marley's first verse highlights the contradictions in modern society. He starts by calling out the smart scientists and historians who have spent years studying ancient civilizations such as Egypt, but are still unable to fully understand the history of the people or explain how the pyramids were built. He then points out another hypocrisy about how humans can spend billions on technologies to allow them travel to the moon and other planets with the aim of improving life for mankind, while they still have millions of children that are starving here on Earth.
Evangelists making a living on the videos of ribs of the little kids, stereotyping the image of the images, and this is what the image is.
We have all seen charity organizations showing videos of starving homeless children in desperate need of food and shelter. These organizations call for public donations, but the reality is that many don't use the money as intended. While some of the funds may go towards helping the children, a significant portion often ends up lining the pockets of those running the charities. Damian Marley also calls out Western societies who have a habit of taking from other cultures, whether it's their artifacts, history, or even entire traditions, while acting as if they discovered them. A real-life example of this is the British looting of Benin City in Nigeria. In 1897, British forces invaded Benin City, located in present-day Nigeria. During this expedition, they burnt the city down, exiled the king, and looted thousands of priceless artifacts, including intricate bronzes and ivory sculptures. These artifacts were taken back to Britain and sold or distributed to museums across Europe and North America. To this day, many of these stolen cultural treasures remain in Western institutions like the British Museum. Despite growing calls for restitution, debates continue whether or not these items should be returned to Nigeria. The delay reflects a broader issue of how Western powers have historically extracted cultural wealth from colonized regions and now hesitate to give it back. This real-life history mirrors what Damian Marley is talking about in this song.
The gold and tip out the scrolls and even the bird bones. Some of the worst paparazzis I've ever seen and ever known. With the worst on display so the world can see, and that's all I will ever show. So the ones in the west will never move east and feel like it be a town.
In this part of the song, Damian dives into a deep truth. He talks about how Western media constantly highlights the worst part of other cultures, especially when it comes to Africa. We are flooded with images of starving children, war zones, political unrest, and disease outbreaks, but they rarely show Africa's booming cities, rising innovators, or rich thriving cultures. This isn't just about bad PR, it's a strategy. By focusing only on the struggle, the West creates a narrative where Africa looks helpless, unstable, and in need of saving. And while the world's attention stays on these surface level problems, they quietly benefit from what lies beneath Africa's soil. Minerals like cobalt, lithium, and coltan are key ingredients in smartphones, electric car batteries, and other high-tech gadgets, and these are mostly mined from African countries. Yet, the people who live on the land where these resources are gotten from don't see the wealth that is pulled from their feet. Western tech giants and green energy companies build their empires with these raw materials, but the profits hardly make it back to the communities that supply them. It's a modern day extraction, just wearing a different marks.
We born not knowing, are we born knowing all? We growing wiser, are we just growing tall? Can you read thoughts? Can you read palms? Can you predict the future? Can you see storms coming?
By asking these questions, he's calling out how disconnected we have become from nature and the universe. All around the world, from African babalawos to Native American shamans, from Buddhist monks to ancient seers in Asia and South America, people once had and in many places still have the ability to read signs from nature. They could tell when a storm was coming, not with satellites, but by watching birds, feeling the wind, and reading the energy around them. It was not superstition, it was a science of the soul connected to the universe. The kind of wisdom you gain from being connected to your true self. Damian is asking, with all our modern tools and technology, have we really become wiser or just become more distracted? As you may have noticed, I have not made any reference to Nas' verse in this video, and that's because Nas echoes many of the same themes Damian touches on: the frustration with systemic injustice, the manipulation of information, the spiritual disconnect in a world obsessed with materialism. His words complement Damian's perfectly, like two sides of a coin, sharpening each other's message. And I figured instead of repeating the same ideas twice, it made more sense to really zoom in on Damian's part and unpack them properly. In the end, patience isn't just a song, it's a mirror held up to the systems we live under, the knowledge we think we have, and the way we treat each other across continents and cultures. Damian Marley and Nas are not just rapping, they are challenging us to look deeper, to unlearn the surface level narratives we have been fed, and to reclaim our own way of understanding the world. From poverty and propaganda to stolen heritage and spiritual disconnect, they expose the cracks in a global system that values profit over people, image, and truth. But in doing so, they are also reminding us that we have the power to question, to learn, and to grow, not just taller, but wiser. So the next time you hear Sabali, the word for patience, let it be more than a chorus. Let it be a call to slow down, to think critically, and to remember that true change doesn't come from reacting fast, it comes from understanding deeply. Thank you for watching this video. Please support the channel by subscribing and liking this video. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.